Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Academy. Career Mode here, where we are towards the very end of the season. 7 games left to go in the Premier League. We're in the FA Cup semifinal. We're in the Champions League semifinal. We are 4 points off of Man United, who currently sit top of the table. We obviously have a game in hand. We could chop that down to 1. And in fact, we actually kicked things off today against Manchester United, in which we win that. We're now 1 point behind them. We'll still have a game in hand against them as well, in which that game in hand, I think it is Watford, if I'm not mistaken. It is Watford, that game in hand, literally days after Man United. So if we win that, we could go top of the table as well. Obviously, we need Chelsea to drop a little bit of points, I believe. Actually, no, it wouldn't matter if they drop points at all. It just wouldn't. We are in the FA Cup semifinal against Wolves, in which the episode before that, we beat Man City 4-2. The FA Cup final rematch from last season, we beat them again. And now in the semifinals, which should be a very easy fixture for us. As far as the Champions League finals, we're in the semifinals of that against Atletico Madrid, with Man United playing Bayern in there. So it could be an all-English final for a Champions League as well if both sides get there, in which I kind of expect them both to do. Let's see what we can do here. Kick things off today against Manchester United in the league. A must-win if we want to win the league. If we don't win this game, league title is gone forever. We win this game, we might be title favorites again. We lose this game, Man United should go on to win the title. Jacobs out wide for Davey. Davey, can you find Hoffman? You can, but his shot will be blocked, and that'll be a penalty. It come deflected off of the keeper, off the defender, in which the defender unfairly tackled. And honestly, of course, my controller has to disconnect there. It just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's a yellow card for Taylor Harwood-Bellis, and it's going to be a penalty here early for Mr. Hoffman. Is this a penalty, though? He takes out Hoffman. I wouldn't really call that a penalty, but here we are. I'm not gonna not score it because it's not a penalty in my eyes, but it is in the referee's eye here, and Simon Hoffman's going to have to put this to bed. The keeper. Ball don't lie. I can't score pens anymore. I just can't. Davey, corner. It should find Hoffman. It won't. It'll be out wide for Moyano. Now Jacobs. Jacobs on the volley. Steal now, though. Tackled by Mazzarari. Mazzarari's going to continue going up the field. Young trying to stop it. Over the top. Back for Mazzarari. Cross instantly. Rio's there to intercept. Man City's up by 2 against Wolves. Sieta now will find Davey. A risky pass. Nearly almost didn't work out. Davey up the field for Hoffman. Hoffman. Steal. Shot blocked. I should have taken that with Hoffman. Fuck. Davey going. Davey into Hoffman. Hoffman will lay it off for Jacobs. Jacobs will take the lead for Wakefield. Manchester United finally get beaten. It's 1-0 for Wakefield with 5 minutes left to go. And we are now 1 point behind Manchester United with still a game in hand. Massive result if we can hang on. Hoffman, back pass for Steele works, or for Jacobs works out. Morgan will come on for Davey. Nearly, did I hit the post? It did hit the post. Nearly off target as well from Jacobs. Thankfully got it on the right side of the post. And 5 minutes left to go. And the stadium just got incredibly quiet. Mosqueda will come on. And Daniels will come on for Moyano. Sieta will come off for Han. And Ziegler will come on for Jacobs. Steele wins the ball back in for Daniels. His shot's dragged wide again. And that's game over. Wakefield win 1-0 against Manchester United. Jacobs to score the game winner, and we're now 1 point behind them. 6 games left to go in the league. We win this game, I believe we will go top of the table for at least a day until Manchester City play their game in hand against Fulham a day later. It's against Watford. Watford are currently sitting 14th or 13th in the league. Going down already is technically not Sheffield United, but they should be going down. Leeds, Aston Villa, Everton, Brighton all fighting for relegation spots. I'm assuming Wolves might be safe here from relegation, possibly. Watford, somewhat decent of a season. Liverpool, the top 6 club to struggle this season. Spurs in 7th, Arsenal in 5th. They are kind of out of a title race, possibly, maybe, not really, but they're 6 points behind Chelsea at the moment with a game in hand that could go down to 3, so they're technically still in the mix. So it's Arsenal, us, Man United, Man City, and Chelsea still in the title race. A game here against Watford to go top of the table. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to risk it for the biscuits because we play Wolves literally a couple days later in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Please beat Watford. I don't even want to look at the screen, but please beat Watford. We do. It took an 83-minute winner from Ziegler to win the game. But Ziegler, Daniels on the score sheet to give us the win and put us top of the table, at least for the moment being. Now Man City do play, and we still play Man City as well. Final game day of the season is against Man City. That could still come down to a title deciding game there as well. We are currently top of the table, but we could go behind to second by 1 point to Man City if they win their game in hand. We scored 71 goals so far this season. Absolutely incredible. But now focus on FA Cup semifinal against Wolves, and then 2 days later we have Atletico Madrid. Did Man City win that game in hand? I actually want to check that. So not full focus on FA Cup quite yet. Premier League, they did win their game in hand. It might come down to that final game day of the season. Absolutely insane. Slightly rotated team here based on the premise that we have Atletico Madrid in the semifinals of the Champions League 2 days later. Robert starts over Hoffman, Morgan, Ziegler, Molina starts, Daniel starts over Hernandez, Moyano stays in his starting spot, Han over Young, Ryu stays in, Mosquera in as well, and Sierra on the right hand side, Evans in net. Let's get to it. Let's see if we can beat Wolves and get to the final of the FA Cup for back-to-back seasons. FA Cup semifinal against Wolves. It rotates side here. I'm hoping it doesn't come bite us in the back. But obviously, we could still bring on 5 of our best players onto the team if need be. Frazier. Same maximum. Back into Frazier. And Frazier might be in behind. Wolves take the lead. It's 1-0 for them. And it's Frazier to give them the lead. There's no saving that one at all. Nathan Frazier, number 63 for Wolves. The keeper's never going to save that one. We're down 1-0 early to Wolves. Thankfully, it's early enough that we can bounce back. Mosquera wins the header. Can we have one more opportunity before halftime? Molina, the referee says no. Halftime down 1-0 to Wolves. 45 minutes away from being knocked out. Adamu to double the lead. Evans saves out for a corner. Changes must be made. Sierra wins the header. Ziegler there. Is that Hoffman? Please be Hoffman. I'm just sitting up the field. Hoffman go. Hoffman go, yes. Hoffman might be in behind to level it up here. Simon Hoffman, please. 1-1. Simon Hoffman level things up here against Wolves. And we're all level here at Wembley. We have enough time to win it. Hoffman levels it up. Davey wants to intercept. Hoffman is gone again. Hoffman is gone. Wolves are breaking down. Hoffman fake. He'll find Ziegler. Ziegler will find the back of the net, and Wakefield are in front. It's 2-1. Wolves completely falling apart here. It's 2-1 here against Wolves. They completely fall apart in the last 5 or so minutes. And bringing our best players onto the field was the best thing ever. In Ziegler, that will be his last effort. We'll try and reserve a little bit of his stamina for coming off the bench against Atletico Madrid in a couple days' time. Thankfully, Steele's there. Steele, play on, says the referee. We still go on. We can't find Hoffman. And they have less than 5 seconds left to get up the field, in which they do. It's Clarkson now on the ball. Clarkson for Wolves. Clarkson will have a shot. Evans will save it out for a corner. This will be the last effort of the game. The keeper is out for Wolves, falling apart in the last 10 minutes or so of the game, and Davey should win a header. It's up in the air for Evans. Game over. Where FA Cup final is for back-to-back seasons, in which should be another, not another easy, but it should be an easy FA Cup final after last year's hard battle against Manchester City. Now, full focus goes on to Atletico Madrid in the semifinals of the Champions League. Zieler scoring the game winner. Hoffman coming on and changing the game completely in the last 10 minutes. Champions League semi-finals against Atletico Madrid. The first leg here. Their team is absolutely insane. Joao Felix, Schmidt, Jude Bellingham, Varela, Moretti, Mendes, Marquinhos, Botman, Barlow, Chaloba, Ramsdale in net. Our full-strength team here. All 90 overalls besides our back line. That's actually kind of funny to see that. Let's see what we can do. Jacobs back in the starting 11. Fernandez back in the starting 11, as well as Juarez and Ryu. Let's see what we can do in the first leg. I expect a very tight semifinal here against the Spanish side. Steal in for Jacobs. Jacobs will lay it off for Hoffman. Hoffman will lay it off for Moyano. Touch for Moyano. Finds the back of net. And I think Ter Stegen and Oblak just switched clubs. Because Oblak's at Barcelona, and it looked like Ter Stegen's here at Atletico Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. But Moyano makes it 1-0. Hoffman has another assist to his tally. Moyano. Jacobs. In for Hoffman, splitting the defense here. Hoffman to double the lead. Simon Hoffman, 2-0 for Wakefield. Where? Okay, thank you. I was about to say, show him at least. 2-0 against Atletico Madrid here. Steal, Hoffman. Keeper was out a little bit, but he will save it out for a corner. Hoffman will spread it for Steele. Did he stay on side? He did. Steele could really send us to the final. 3-0 against Atletico Madrid in the first leg. And that goal right there might actually put us into the final of the Champions League. We get a little bit of EA fortune with us getting a 90-minute plus goal. Absolutely brilliant. We're up 3-0 in the first leg. A game in hand against Manchester City, in which we're 4 points behind. Obviously, if we win our game in hand, which is this Brighton game, we'll be 1 point behind them still. We're into the final of the FA Cup against West Ham United. We're in the Champions League semifinal, up 3-0 against Atletico Madrid. I think we might actually get past that this episode. I was going to save it for next episode, but I think we might get past all the way up to the Arsenal game. And then next episode, the series finale against Arsenal, against West Ham, against Manchester City, and then possibly the Champions League final as well. Let's see what we can do here against Brighton, though. Hoffman is now up actually to 98 overall, so he should stop growing altogether now. And in fact, I think enough time will pass where he won't even be able to grow to 99 overall. We'll kick him this game against Brighton. It's a 3-2 win. Jacobs technically scored the win in the 83rd minute after Garcia scored a second in the 85th. Steele, Robert, and Jacobs all on the score sheet. And we're now 1 point behind Manchester City in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Now, Champions League semifinal second leg. We're up 3-0. This could be a risk, quick simming this game, but I have enough faith in it that we get the job done. A 2-1 win on the day, 5-1 win on aggregate. We're into the Champions League final against either Man United or, I forgot the other team in there, Bayern Munich. Actually going to be the final against Bayern Munich. So Man United fail the all-English final. And we're in the Champions League final against German side FC Bayern Munich. Leicester City, can we beat them at home? We can. Moyano, Jacobs, and Steele all on the score sheet. We're back to 1 point behind Manchester City as we go on to face against Arsenal, who are no longer in the title race. And Man City just keep winning. They have now won again. Who did they beat this time around? So we still have a game in hand. They beat Watford, okay. Who did they actually play? Who's their second to last game? I know we play them. Who is their game besides us? It's West Ham United, who currently sit in 10th. We have Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and then Man City. So not the hardest schedule, but not the easiest as well. When we come back, it will be the series finale of this career mode. Arsenal, West Ham will probably simulate through this, Nottingham Forest, Man City, and then Champions League final against Bayern Munich. If you did enjoy this, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and peace out.